champion, still coming back to her best, having had a baby. Steph 12, world junior champion over 1500 a few years ago. An awful injury in cross country. She's done well to get back to any kind of international form. And what a star, Dibaba, the world record holder at 1500 meters, indoors and out. The 1 mile record holder, the 3000 meter world record holder, and the 5000 meter record holder indoors. She is by 8 seconds the quickest athlete in this field, and she just happens to be the world record holder as well. She is the overwhelming favourite to add yet another global crown to her collection. Needed that world outdoor title over 1500 last year. People were starting to say she was a record breaker rather than a major championship performer. Renata Pliss doesn't start. That's a shame for the double Polish champion. Shannon Robury fancies she can get in amongst the mix here. Bethlehem Desalen, as I was saying, a transferee from Ethiopia. But Meseret Defar and Dibaba will hope to put on an absolute masterclass of distance running here, proudly flying the flag for the Ethiopian nation. Well, there is Dibaba. You almost run out of superlatives when you're talking about her. She is absolutely electric, and finally has the outdoor title to go along with all those world records. The defending champion, can she do it again? Next to her is Steph 12, and there's Meseret Defar. 6 world indoor medals over this distance. A bronze going way back when to Birmingham 2003. Only missed Sopot because she was away having a baby. 1 race on the track since giving birth. That was a big win with 8:30. Bethlehem Desalen, Moultrie of Great Britain, Costa, and Shannon Robury. 8th in this race 2 years ago. Really good 1500 meter runner. Finished in the top 8 in the World Championships last year. And just to her left-hand side is Betsy Sainer, multiple US collegiate champion, cross-country, indoors, out, on the track. Real all-rounder. So, no disrespect to the other 12 women lining up in this race, but this is a question of how fast and by how much. Or will Meseret Defar, the multiple world indoor champion, continue her road back to greatness after maternity leave? Dibaba, great running genes in the family. Her sister Tiranesh, arguably the greatest 10,000 meter runner the world has ever seen. She's had some real battles, her sister, with Meseret Defar, and now she's picking up this rivalry on behalf of her sister. An amazing dynasty of distance runners within the family and across the country. So, Dibaba going for world indoor title number 2, trying to defend this crown. Meseret Defar's done it 4 times, Gabriela Szavo's won it 3 times. And I think we've already had the answer to our first question. I had half thought in the back of my mind that it would be such a demonstration of excellence that Dibaba might go for a world record, but Peter Matthews alongside me in the box, Dibaba is right at the back, and by her mercurial standards, she's almost walking.
There was a big field here, 14 athletes, they all lined up together, and on pretty much towards the outside were the 2 Ethiopians, and both of them stepped back really from the rest and settled in originally in the last 2 places. They're quite happy to make sure nothing happens to put them off their stride. They can pick their way through the field later, and rather like the men's 3,000 metres, we're going to see an accelerating tempo.
We certainly will. Steph 12 of Great Britain has decided she wants to stay out of trouble, but this is absolutely pedestrian. That's why everyone looks as though they're running so easily. I noticed Kudzelic of Belarus got a big shove in the back down the home straight for the first time, and she immediately accelerated and went onto the shoulder of Steph 12, realising that there's always a danger when it's so slow and so bunched that you could fall over. And the Belarusian has decided to take it on. 80 seconds for the first 400 metres. Catherine Merry's almost thinking about putting on her spikes and adding a little distance to the 400 she excelled at so brilliantly. I think she'd be pretty comfortable at 80 seconds over 400. It won't stay in this pace for long. And Kudzelic of Belarus has decided to at least make it look respectable, but this is cruise control for Meseret Defar, the four-time world indoor champion, and for Genzebe Dibaba, who is second from the back, quite happy to run alongside Jessica O'Connell of Canada. Those two bringing up the rear on the right of your picture. Betsy Sana is just tucked in behind Steph Twell in third place. Well versed at competing here in the US. Really good athlete. But a long way to go. And as Peter was saying, we are going to see some serious acceleration here. Great performances from the Americans so far over the middle and long distance. A silver for Ryan Hill in the men's 3000 and a silver for R.G. Wilson in the women's 800 meters. Robery of the United States will fancy that she can get in the mix here. After all, she is a global medalist outdoors over 1500 meters. But the longer this race goes on, the more it plays into the hands of those with a devastating turn of pace come the closing stages. And I guess the question at this stage is how long will Genzebe Dibaba be quite happy to sit in at the back of this field? And talking about Dibaba, Peter, it's easy to throw numbers around and sometimes us statisticians, 3:15 at 1,000 meters, this is really, really steady, and that's putting it mildly. It's easy to bandy numbers around. She ran 3:50 for the 1,500 meters last year. That is an extraordinary time.
Extraordinary because it took away the world record which was set by Chinese in their miraculous year of 1993. But at last we've got some injection of pace, and seeing that immediate reaction from the Ethiopian.
Genzebe Dibaba floated from the back to the front of the field. She's gone past Steph Twell with 9 laps to go, and now she's decided she's in the mood to give everybody a real demonstration of why she is the world's #1 1,500 meter runner and distance runner on the tracks at the moment.
And what a beautiful runner she is, isn't it? Look at that smooth, flowing style of action. Fascinating to see what this 200-meter split is. She's really broken apart the field, and crucially, she's got a long way ahead of Defar, who's currently in third place. 12 between them in second. Well, let's just take a check on that. On 4:23 there, so she suddenly opened it up with a 32-second lap, and we had an 80-second 400 to start with, 40-second laps.
And that's why the field has been split. So Genzebe Dibaba, the defending world indoor champion, she just looked up at the big screen to see what was going on. Steph Twell's doing her best for Great Britain. She's in second place, but the gap is growing. Meseret Defar is in third, and the former Ethiopian, Bethlehem Desalen, who now represents the United Arab Emirates, she is in fourth place with Saina of Kenya in fifth. Good run from Robery, she's in sixth, just trying to hang on at the moment. But it's been a real injection of pace there from Dibaba, and it's had an immediate impact on everybody.
And that pace is 64 seconds for the 400 meters since she took the lead with 9 laps to go. And it's interesting that Defar does seem to content just to let her get away, because our only hope now is if Dibaba really blows up, and at this pace it's not anything exceptional, but she's broken it up. Maybe they're gaining a little bit on her, but she's still running very smoothly.
I think the point we ought to make about Meseret Defar is that she's still in the process of coming back to regular racing after having a baby. She had a great win earlier this year in Boston. She ran 8:30, which is, yes, 8 seconds slower than Genzebe Dibaba's done this year, but that was her first track race since 2013. So I think the multiple world indoor champion over 3,000 meters is still coming back towards her top form, and perhaps with both of them fit, which they appear to be, I think it's unrealistic, to expect her to challenge Dibaba when she's clearly in world record-setting mode this year. That brilliant 1-mile indoor record. So Dibaba is the favourite of the two, but Defar is doing well at the moment. She's dragging 1 or 2 athletes with her in what could well be the battle for silver and bronze.
Going through the 2 kilometres there in 6:02.83. Well, that's outside 9-minute pace, which is very slow. It'll be well inside that. After a 3:15 first kilometre, we had a 2:47 second kilometre.
So we know that Genzebe Dibaba is way off the front. Defar is in second place. Let's just round up who's there. Bethlehem Desalen for the United Arab Emirates She's running in third place at the moment, just ahead of Shannon Robury. Good run from Great Britain's Steph Twell, who has now been passed by Maureen Costa, the talented athlete from the Netherlands, who's moved through into fifth place. Twell just beginning to go backwards. This gap is not growing significantly, but little by little, Dibaba is beginning to pull away from the rest. So it's Ethiopia 1 and 2, the United Arab Emirates 3, America 4, Netherlands 5.
66.9 for the last 400 metres, so a little slower than that previous breakaway 64.
And now Messeret Dafar, as we look at Dibaba on the left of picture there. Dafar just looked over her shoulder, and she, for the first time, has moved ahead of that group of three who were right behind her. So it's Ethiopia 1 and 2, and there's going to be a battle royal for the bronze medal, I think. Dibaba inside the last 400 metres. Messeret Dafar, this would be her 7th medal in the history of World Indoor Championships over 3,000 metres, but the crowd are beginning to respond because Shannon Robury of the United States, on the left of frame there, has moved ahead of the rest into third place, but Maureen Costa of the Netherlands is still hanging on to her at the moment. Dibaba takes the bell in the final of the women's 3,000 metres. It's been an absolute demonstration of excellence from the world record holder and the defending world indoor champion. She is streaking down the back straight. Messeret Dafar, her compatriot, is in second. And what a brilliant run by the American Shannon Robury. She's in third place at the moment, and that is why the crowd are getting so excited. Well, whatever Dibaba goes on to achieve outdoors, she has proved herself the queen indoors. A second world indoor title over 3,000 metres. Messeret Dafar gets another medal, and Robury, to the delight of the crowd, picks up the bronze just ahead of Maureen Costa. Well, that's the 1, 2, 3. Gold and silver for the Ethiopians. Dibaba made that look easy.
A wonderful run, beautiful run, class apart it seems from the rest. Americans delighted with Shannon Robury. Their other runner, D'Agostino, came in 5th place after Costa was 4th, 12 behind her 6th. But she's a beautiful runner. She's dominated the indoor scene at distance running for the last couple of years, and she's shown just what she can do here. Yeah, she didn't go for a record or anything like that, but wow, 8:47.43 in the end, that's the official time. And after a 3:15 first kilometre, then a 2:47, and finally a 2:44.6 final kilometre.
She is absolutely brilliant. The only medal missing from her collection is the Olympic title. And surely she will attempt that at 1,500. Her coach has spoken about her having the potential to run 3:47 for the 1,500 metres. And on the evidence and the ease of her excellence here today, you wouldn't bet against it. So a 3rd medal in the middle and long distances for the Americans. 2 silvers, Ryan Hill and R.G. Wilson.